Hey guys, it's Dylan here, and today I'm making a video I didn't fully want to make, but I am going to make it to be transparent with the car and the build process going on with it. So today's video is going to be on slotting the door hinges on a 1969 Camaro, which I've already done. This is just going to be an overview of the process of what I had to do it, just to fix the problem I was having. So if you saw my video on the AMD quarter panels, I did a walk around and showed the gap between that door over there, which is 3/16. It was really good, actually, pretty straight. And then this door over here, which was tight. I had the biggest issue was right here in the middle where the doors come in together. Both gaps were almost touching. I had about a 1/16 all the way down, and then right in the middle, we are less than a 1/16, which is way too close. Now, most of the time you can fix these things by shimming them, but only to go left. I did not have any way to send it to go right or more towards the firewall without slotting it. So in here, you do have your little sandwich plates in here that you bolt into, and they only have so much travel to the end of these squares. So as I was pushing in, as you can see, I was already hitting here and I was already at the end here. So the next best thing I had to do was start to slot the hinges. Now these are brand new AMD hinges, and the way I went about it was taking a drill in my drill press and starting a hole right on the edge of this hole here and drilling down into it, which led me to opening up the hole a little bit bigger. Now it is a little too big, but that's no big deal. You'll never see it. And if I need to, I can weld that up just a little bit if need be. Now, if I was to do it again, honestly, I would just get a carbide bit and Dremel out these holes a little bit. I don't know if I'd go through the drill press. It was a lot of time. It was a lot of hassle, and I'm still gonna have to do this. As you see, none of these holes are kind of straight. They're kind of down and to the left a little bit right here. So I am gonna have to Dremel them out anyways, but that's the only way I know how to get these doors to slide right instead of left. Now, obviously, if I had a wide gap between the quarter and the door, I could throw a shim right between the door and the hinge, and I could gain a little bit of space right. Now, I honestly have no idea how I could have gained the distance to the right without slotting them. Now, I know people might be upset because this is technically hack work, but none of these panels on this car fit perfect, and they're not GM OEM panels. So you are gonna have to do a little bit of metal work, and you are gonna have to make these sacrifices in these panels to get them to work correctly. For example, I put this lower cowl in from AMD, full lower cowl. So the top and this bottom piece have been welded in. Same with these sides, these are AMD as well. And I have an OEM GM fender that I'm having issues with as well, especially down in this hole right here. It looks like it needs to be dremeled out a little bit so my bolt can sit kind of closer to there than over here, because the hole just seems to be a little too far that way. So here's the AMD passenger side door that I'm having to work on. And even this door has some issues, not really up in here, but if you look down in here, you can see they don't actually spray fully around in here. They get a pretty good area, as you can see that way. But after 2 doors of purchasing, you can still see right down in there that they forgot to spray some of these parts. So just be on the lookout when you're buying these doors. The driver's sides were fine. It just seems like it's a production error down over here where they forget some spots. So make sure you take care of that with some rust remover or some sandpaper and just spray that in, which is no big deal. Here's a little insert clip after I finished dremeling them out. This one is my widest one. That was my very first hole, as you can tell, the very big one at the bottom. And then they got progressively a little smaller, which is good. If I need to weld that up, I can. And then this is my top one. They're not slotted a ton, but they are slotted. The original holes look like that, and those are about that big. So that's just gonna work perfect just like this, and doesn't hit. All right, this is a little bit later. Currently working on getting the drop-offs and stuff on the car, but wanted to give an update before I ended this video with how the slotting came out. So as you saw, I'll post a picture here of what it looked like before. The gaps were really tight, especially in the middle. They were almost touching, but now our gaps are actually pretty good. A little bit tighter at the bottom, but overall, that is definitely in workable range. Even if we have to do a little metal work, it's about 3/16. As you can see on the door too, the door kind of kicks straight. I don't know if you can tell on camera, kind of right in the middle there. That's what makes it look like it's almost touching right in the middle, but that's easily workable with a little file and everything. And the fender, not even on, it's just kind of just sitting in here. But looks like everything's gonna line up. So slotting helped a lot. We will have to do a little bit of tweaking with the door, as in like pushing this top over, because I think the door is warped out a little bit, so the top's sticking out a little bit more than the bottom, as you can tell by the rocker. I put it flush. So the rocker's in. It could just need to be dead blowed out that way, but overall it came out really good. I'm pretty impressed and happy with the results of here. And also right here, just to confirm with you guys, this line actually lines up with the rocker now, as you can tell. I had an issue with that before, where it was actually too far back. So obviously the hinges did need to go forward a little bit, or the whole door needed to go right a little bit. So that worked out. I'm pretty happy. But yeah, I'll have a few videos coming out soon, right after this one, probably in about a week. I'm gonna have a seam sealer video, kind of seam sealing the car and getting it ready for epoxy. Right now I'm trying to mock up the trunk hinges and the drop-off panels, which I'll have a separate video on those, on how to get those to fit properly and what I had to go through to get it to work. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Hopefully it helps you guys out with slotting. Worked out really well in our favor, so I'll give a reference again. There's my gap here. I would say it's about 3/16, a little less. This side's also looking pretty good. It did close up just a little bit, and the bottom quarter needs to be pushed in towards the rocker. As you can see, it's kind of sticking out. So everything's looking good, working out. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like down below. I'd appreciate it a lot, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.